Hello again. I am Seamless, and this is the third 20k tutorial. Not that I am making 20,000 tutorials, but that I am today. Today is the day that my YouTube channel has passed 20,000 subscribers. That means there are 20,000 of you that will see this video in your feed. And what better way to reward a new subscriber than to spam them with thousands of tutorials about random stuff that people ask me to do? Because that's what I'm doing today, and probably tomorrow as well. Where I have posted on Reddit a thread, and if you ask on this thread for me to make you a sound, I will make you a personalized YouTube tutorial such as this. And this one is for Spaceman Dan Official. He asked about a track from a group or a person called F.O.O.L. I don't actually know if that's a person or a group. I have no idea who they were before I heard this track. And it's their track Invaders. And I believe it was. Anyway, this was actually pretty straightforward. This is an FM bass, but it's actually a way simpler FM bass than the ones that I usually make. This is what it sounds like. Now, this wasn't super duper 100% on top of what the guy had done, but this is pretty much how you do it. And the way this works is that we are actually modulating two sources of output. Normally I do one output source, but now we're doing two. And the first one is just a normal sine wave. Actually, they're both normal sine waves. And I'll talk about this shape in a second. But they're normal sine waves. And they're both outputting into the filter one. And not because it's being filtered, but because I'm actually using the built-in wave shaper to create the fuzz. That's what that is. Now, that's probably going to come out clipped anyway because I forgot how loud I put it. Anyway, what this is that I have one output operator being modulated by another operator that is a triangle, and it's the same pitch as that operator. The next operator, a sine wave, is output and it's also being modulated by another triangle, but this one is now an octave of that one. And what this means using Citrus, it means that it's ratio 4. If you're using FM8, this would make it ratio 2. Because it's twice the pitch ratio of the operator it's modulating. And they're both maxed in whatever direction you're modulating it in. It could do plus or minus, doesn't particularly matter. And they're basically just being stacked onto each other, and they're both going into the first filter, which has the wave shaper. And being... That's what's up. And then I have a third operator number 5 here, just being output as a sine wave. And I'm modulating the volume that kind of follow the FM modulation, because in FM, despite the fact that the operators are both sine waves, I mean, right now they're being distorted, so that already destroys whatever bass solidness that it would be going to have. But normally anyway, at the height of the modulation, that is when it is most being modulated by the modulating operator, it is less like a sine wave. And this means that you're going to lose your bass presence. So I tend to output a third operator as a sub reinforcement. And now this is pretty handy because the way that Citrus works is that you're able to route into the filter 1, 2, or 3 the same way as you would any operators. Not that it's FMing the filters, but it's just being routed there through audio. So this means that these two guys are being distorted together, but the fifth one is just going out as a sine wave. It's not being touched at all by the wave shaper. And so this means that you're able to have the bass reinforcement it needs. So again, this is basically 2-octave FM. So we have two operators. One is being FM as a triangle at its same pitch, and then the next one is being operated as a triangle as an octave of that pitch, octave higher than that pitch. In trying to figure out this sound, I actually encountered a couple of really interesting sort of variations on the sound that are basically made more awesome by the fact that the wave shaper exists. So I actually think I'll talk about that in a future How to Bass, because this was cool. I also discovered something totally unrelated about Harmor, trying to do this in Harmor, but this is an FM process. So you see here I have this Harmor open, but the Citrus, this is really amazingly obvious, at least for Citrus. So if you're going to do this in FM8, I don't know if there is a distortion. I mean, I assume there's a distortion plugin or effect rather in its effects section, because its effects section is rather robust. However, if you don't have one, you could just use the Fruity Loops wave shaper, the Fruity wave shaper, if you're using FL Studio. If not, you can just distort it. It's pretty much just distortion. Use Trash, use whatever Ableton has, use whatever Logic has, just distort it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, so that's it for this. I'm just gonna put up the citrus patch because that's really all this is. There's no effects. There's no additional effects. There's not a single thing going on in the master, which is why you saw a clip a minute ago because I don't even have a limiter. So yeah, just the citrus. That's all it is. And moving on to doing the next one. The first two I believe have already uploaded, but this one is done, and it'll be short. See you in the fourth one.